Since the dawn of time, man has always longed to best himself. From the wheel, to the airplane, to the email, the human race has evolved to a near infinite percentage since the Stone Age. But one must ask, have we gone too far? Have we gone so beyond our own comprehension that we have created something truly threatening to our own society? Yes. That thing is Wild Kratts. Before we speak of why Wild Kratts is the greatest show in human history, we must speak of its origins first. Most people would assume that Wild Kratts originated from the 1999 series Zoboomafoo, but that is actually false. That's what the government and media would want you to think. Now, there are two leading theories to Wild Kratts' inception. The first is that it was conceived by the USSR in the time of the Soviet Union to mentally train their soldiers. And the second is that it's all part of the Cicada 3301 mystery. Let's move on to the characters. Now, there are 9 main characters in the WKCU. The Kratt brothers, Aviva, Jimmy C, Mel Gibson, Cokie, Zach, Danita, and Gaston Gourmand. Now, in your common episode, that usually features the Kratt brothers usually pissing around one of the world's beautiful landmarks where they run into a majestic creature. They are then met with a dilemma. Do they help the animal and teach the audience about the ways it lives, spreads the word of pro-environmental messages, or do they feed it to the dead spirit of Zoboomafoo?
There you go, son. Eat.
What are we becoming?
Come on. Don't watch it feed.
Aviva will take the Kratts fursuit, creature power suit and mix the DNA of the animal into the suit, allowing the brothers to blend in and get intel of the animals. This is usually when the show would introduce one of the great villains, and let's talk about them for a second. There are 3 main villains. First, Zach. Zach is written as a direct representation of the industrial state of the world. Not caring for the environment, he takes animals and roboticizes them to do his own bidding. This concept was and still is one of the most unique and pioneering character tropes in the history of storytelling. Next is Danita. She wants nothing but to flat out skin the animals and use them for her fashion. Jesus Christ. Her own self-doubt and minimal self-esteem makes her want to exile herself on her fancy boat or plane, where she has no one to talk to but her dim-witted, ripped henchman Dabio. This is yet another example of one of the historic character tropes this show created. One of her dislikes, according to the wiki, is the color yellow. This was actually a warning sign made by the show to warn of the minion uprising of the 2010s that would soon rise above us all. And now we get to what is undoubtedly the most important and complex character in all of human storytelling, Gaston Gourmand. Gaston wants nothing but to make the world a better place. He wants to make food for the hungry, homeless, and starving. However, Gaston is constantly foiled by those damn Kratt brothers. They're unable to see through his ways of killing animals and comprehend how it's all just for the greater good. This is why in Season 4, Episode 12, Gaston shoots and kills both the Kratt brothers. In many ways, you could draw parallels between Gaston and Thanos. For one thing, Thanos wants to destroy half the universe so the other half can thrive, and Gaston wants to kill animals so his customers' stomachs can thrive. And for another, they are both quite thick. Did you know that Wild Kratts is actually set in our real world? This was actually leaked in a Kotaku interview with Takashi Iizuka to promote Sonic Unleashed in the year 2012. He said, quote, "Stay inside, barricade the doors, the Kratt brothers are coming. They're packing heat," end quote. Now, probably the biggest lie that's been construed about the series over the years is that the Kratt brothers are actually the protagonists of the franchise, but as I touched on earlier, this is in fact not true. No. The Kratt brothers aren't even real at all. Chris and Martin are simply robotic suits controlled by who else? Gabe Newell. He did this to create something that was so mesmerizing and beautiful to the human race that it would distract people from giving him death threats about Half-Life 3. He even tried covering his tracks. If you type in Wild Kratts into Steam, what comes up? Nothing. I rest my case. Wild Kratts has become a globe-wide phenomenon by now. This can be seen clearly via the line of merchandise the show got. Wicked Cool Toys had the mere privilege to make toys based off of the series, and they did not hold out on anything. And nowadays, for just a mere $40, you too can have a little Gaston in your life. This brings us to the bittersweet end of our Wild Kratts journey, and if you somehow are still unable to fathom how this show is the greatest, just think. What species is Gaston? Human. What show also has a human protagonist? Planet Sheen, the second best show ever.